Welcome Libra to your weekend special for July 27th, 28th, and 29th of 2018. So, let's see what's going on with you in Libra for love. So, the overall energy for you and your potential love interest or romantic partner for Libra. So, a lot of confusion. Alright, there is a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, and it's a full moon lunar eclipse. I feel like that does bring out a lot of tension. The energy is really going to be peaked, so be careful with certain things, with how someone might be trying to hide things from you, the anxiety that you might feel because of a new start, not trusting someone because of a past emotional disappointment, these kind of things coming through. And sometimes be careful of intoxication or different drugs and things like that that might even intensify the energies or the instability with your emotions at times. So be careful, because it can have you in doubt and have you do things or say things that you don't really mean, or come to certain conclusions that you don't have to. So there might be secrets or just a lot of intensity that you feel. Okay, so let's see the energy or person coming towards you for Libra. So that person is dealing with their own issues. I feel energetically you both might be going through this. Maybe it's another person that's in a way. Maybe it's another issue that they run into constantly, changes that they may need to make, and you might assume the worst with this particular person, but just allow them to handle what they need to. I feel like something's in the way. All right, let's see the response from you. What is your response? So again, confused, not sure what to do. Some of you could be trying to do your best to say, if you've been confused by somebody or someone purposely kind of got the better of you in some way, this is you trying to find ways to pay them back, trying to find ways to make them feel how you feel. But just be careful about that. You don't want that to bite you in the butt. Try not to get on the edge or the road of revenge. Just allow your revenge to be your own happiness and peace, and allow the other person to experience what they need to and go through their own lessons, I feel. So try not to be so confused. I feel like either you or them, sometimes ulterior motives, hidden agendas where you can't really pinpoint what's going on. So don't even try don't try to figure out things. If you're so confused, let it go, I feel, and allow things to come to you as you relax your mind. All right, so what is their response to you? What is their response? So they are trying to work, I feel, and part of that could be the obstacle that they may constantly run into over and over and over again. And the combination of you two kind of doing this can bring maybe some kind of marriage or new relationship, something that you might want to buy or purchase or invest in each other. But you can't really do that yet because this might be missing. So money. So I feel like they're trying to do their best to get themselves back on their feet. All right, and what is the advice for the weekend for Libra? Advice. So this tells you that you might not be very appreciative of what you have around you. You could be feeling alone. You could be constantly pointing out everything that's wrong for you instead of looking at the things that might be right. All right, the money that you might have, the money that may be coming in, the ideas that you might have to get plans off the ground that you don't really implement, but you might need to try to do those things. So there might be definitely financial issues here with you and your romantic partner right now, for sure. So let's see the outcome for Libra in love for July 27th, 2020. So new idea, false idea. So something is in the way, an obstacle, and I feel like that's what's taking place. It's either before I even say that, let's clarify the moon. Before I even say that, let's clarify the moon for Libra. Some of you are, especially if you've been arguing with somebody, and if an ex-partner is involved, that's part of the issue, and that's part of the other person's issues as well, and you might not be aware of it, but I feel like some of that may be going on. If it's not an ex-partner, you're literally dealing with your romantic partner or love interest singularly, and I feel like it's getting over the tension right now. You feel like the shadows or that the tension is going to follow you around, but you have to try to let that energy go and let it subside. And clarify the Three of Wands in reverse for the personal energy coming towards you. Yeah, that person needs to take care of themselves. Maybe they have a lot of anger issues, anger management. Anytime I see, well, you know, I know someone personally very close to me that lost an animal, you know, to death. And that can be just like mourning the loss of a loved one, a human being. So a lot of that tension when someone is feeling like that, it can be very tense, and sometimes they don't express those things, or your partner might not express what's going on with them when it comes to heartbreak or the obstacle of them moving away from someone else. That could be an issue. So keep that in mind and try to, you know, be sensitive to what other people might be going through, because you might not have any idea of what those are. And let's clarify the Ace of Wands in reverse for Libra. And yes, I feel like these are a few different things. All right, some of you may still be getting over some kind of loss when it comes to a loved one or a child. Sometimes these are drinking issues, drug abuse, a broken relationship, you know, constantly going through breakup, you know, get back together, break up, get back together. And sometimes the fact that someone, if they abuse drugs or alcohol or whatever it might be, has them trigger a different part of themselves, like a different kind of personality, and it happens over and over again. It's something that you might be getting, you might be aware of, that these things happen a lot of times, and they might need to get help, some kind of counseling, or this could be you that might need to get help with some kind of counseling. And I feel like that's something that might be very tense. You know, all of these things is as I look at combinations and I get a sense of it, you know, messages start to come in. So I feel like a lot of that could be something that some of you clearly are dealing with somebody. All right, so let's see messages for Libra for July 27, 28 through 29. Heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, and as you do that, it doesn't mean that the other person is going to say, oh, everything is okay, we can work on this. No, it doesn't work that way. I feel like part of it is being openly accessible and clearly communicating with that person if you feel that you have the opportunity to. Some of you don't, because they're purposely kind of putting a fork in their road and not allowing you to get through, but you can't force yourself through. You have to allow that person to take care of themselves, do what they need to do, and then be able to come back to you when it's healthier for them or healthier for you. So let's see, one more card for Libra for July 27. Then we have engagement. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Part of it might be if you have proposed to somebody, or those were the plans of getting married or becoming deeper in a relationship. They may be a bit afraid. They kind of have to get themselves together and take a deep breath and maybe come back when they feel, you know, it's right for them. So, you know, a lot of people get these feelings, and some people, someone may have been proposed to, say for instance, and that person may have been shut down, or they don't want to move forward with that connection because they could be in love with you, or could be in love with someone else. You know, something like that could be going on within a situation. But I feel like someone has to clearly be honest about those feelings of not really wanting to move forward with a certain connection, so that you two can't come together in some way. And others of you, someone is stepping away because they have to work on saving money for the wedding, or, you know, paying for things that might be very well much worth it and maybe expensive. So keep that in mind. All right, that's going to be your reading for the weekend. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of feeling vibes. I wish you the best, and you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. Have a good one.